Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor here, back again with another gaming interview. And today's interviewee, guys, is one half of the group known as Frienemies here on YouTube. He's a really great guy that I've talked with, and he had some really great answers to these questions. And what's even great about this, similar to other interviews I've done in the past, he's also had his own style of editing, so all the footage that you see from him answering the questions and even stating the questions is all from him. I didn't want to input myself in there and ruin his editing process and work, so thank you, man, for editing that. It really helped me get this video out more, and hopefully for you guys to enjoy and to go check out his channel, which, by the way, if you do want to, go and check out his link in the description down below. He makes some really good content, and I feel like the guy could use some really great support. So if you guys want to do that, check him out in the description and sub to him if you're interested. With all that in mind, guys, let's get into his interview.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name's CJ. I'm one half of the couch cooperative gaming YouTubers known as Frienemies. You can find our information on the screen in front of you or in the description below. I was asked by Ryan of the Nostalgia Factor to answer a couple questions about my gaming history, and I was super excited to do this. Gaming's something that's been a part of me pretty much since birth, and I love the way that Ryan's been interviewing smaller YouTubers to get a little bit of background on their gaming history itself. So it was such an honor to do this, and I'm really excited to do it. Again, thank you so much, Ryan, for letting me do this. And if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and feel free to get at me at my various social medias, or you can ask Ryan. I'm sure he can give you some info as well. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get on with the questions. All right, first question, pretty big one. What was the first video game you ever played? I'm pretty sure across the board with people my age, 34, they're going to have the same answer if they are a gamer. It's probably going to be Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo. And it was just something that I remember my mom bringing home when I was around 2 or 3, and it pretty much acted as the electronic babysitter because I just remember spending hours and hours on the game, going through all the levels, trying to find all the secrets once you figured out that you could hop over things that you didn't think you could hop over. And it just seemed like such a simple game, but there was so much more to it if you put your heart and soul into it. And it just had such an effect on me that it just kind of never let me go. All right, second one. What got you into collecting games and playing them? This one, sadly, I don't think I can answer as well as I should. I don't necessarily collect video games. Back when I was a video game retailer, I did kind of collect them just because I was around them. But I kind of have gotten into the habit of I'll buy a game, play it, and then trade it in for something else. There'll be some games that I do collect that are like kind of near and dear to my heart. I don't want to say them just yet, just in case they do come up in another question, so I don't want to give any spoilers. But yeah, I mean, I feel right now, currently my collection is mostly just kind of digital Steam games, and that's pretty much it. Alrighty, chugging right along. What was your most memorable experience playing a game? This one is truly hard because there's so many games that I feel that I've experienced that there's just so many moments when you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But if I had to pick out one out of anything, it'd probably be Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1. The main reason why I say this is because not so much the game, although it is super awesome. I do recommend you play it if you haven't already, unless you're living on a rock. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. The reason why I say this is because when I first played the game, it was around the time, it was like I was in middle school maybe, and a friend of mine brought over the PlayStation as well as Final Fantasy VII, and we had like a big old sleepover. I think it was for my birthday. But anyways, so we brought it over and we played it, and it was hilarious because I was the only one who was playing it because it's a single-player game, and everyone was watching, and it had such a powerful story and these characters that I don't even think I maybe got through the first half hour of it. But in that time, everybody got so involved with the characters, just kind of seeing their banter and seeing how they're doing just in that small bit of time, that it stuck with me to the point where it's probably one of my most favorite video game experiences ever. All right, next question. This is kind of a long one, so I apologize if I butcher this. But what would you say has been the most disappointing game, not necessarily bad, but disappointing? It's kind of odd because I feel they're kind of one and the same. But if I had to pick out one just in my mind as of recently, it'd be the original launch of No Man's Sky for the PS4. The main reason why is because, there's so much hype on this game. Everyone, knows about that whole, cluster. I'm not going to get into it. But I essentially bought not only the game, but also a PS4 because I didn't have a PS4 at the time, and I really wanted to play the game. And it just, I chugged along. I want to say I spent maybe 5-6 hours just trying to see what was good about the game, and it just fell flat on so many levels. I know they've since, patched it, made, up, quality of life adjustments and what have you, but it just seems like it was, I mean, at least for me, I don't even want to touch it anymore just because of the fact that it left such a sour taste in my mouth. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that's necessarily bad, but for me, that was super disappointing. All right, moving right along. Next one. What is an all-time favorite game of yours? Easy question. Metal Gear Solid. Don't even have to think about it. It's a game that it came along in the same era that I was kind of getting into more than just the regular Nintendo stuff. I was blossoming into other systems and what have you. And Metal Gear Solid really struck me because at the time, the advertisement for it was very vague. It just pretty much said that he's going on a suicide mission. No one knew what the hell was going on. And so getting into it and seeing that not only was there such a crazy story going on, but the fact that this is something that's like, this is the third entry at that point. So that made it even crazier. So there's all these other games that you didn't even know about. And just the writing, the characters, just everything about it. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite games. I mean, I'd probably say it's the top one, obviously, since I'm saying it's my favorite one. But yeah, no, that's it. All right, next question. Here we go. What style of game would you say is your favorite to play? I would say that I'm pretty far into the tactical RPG realm. Final Fantasy Tactics is one of my favorites. XCOM you got as well. Banner Saga. What is it? Overflowing Chalice or something. Or Massive Chalice. There it is. Massive Chalice is also a good one as well. On top of that, I would also say probably survival horror. Silent Hill has been a real big one for me. Not anything past 4. I mean, I've played it, but I wouldn't necessarily rope it into the same thing. So yeah, I'd say those two are probably the top of my list on favorite games to play. All right, we're getting close to the end here, guys. I swear, I promise you. Favorite video game music? Super easy. Anything in the Final Fantasy realm. The soundtracks are all amazing, all bangers. Nobuo Uematsu, I'm not good at pronouncing names, as you probably could tell, is a genius. I feel everything that he has done is just beautifully crafted to what it needs to be. The emotions, it ranges, the dynamics, it's just insane. I've been a music dude myself. I was in band for a long time, so I had to play a lot of classical music and stuff, and so I feel I could kind of identify with it in terms of him, you know, where he's coming from. But yeah, no, I'm about to tear up just thinking about it, honestly. All right, here we are. The last question from Ryan. He asks, what game do you want to see remastered or remade? Honestly, I have one. It's probably super rare. I don't think a lot of people mess with it. It's a title that was on the Super Nintendo called Metal Warriors. It was this game that you essentially were able to get out of these robot mechs and actually traverse the map, but then also get into other robots, and it was just super awesome. I feel it was way ahead of its time for what it was, and I feel if we could get a remake of that, I feel it would probably do wonders to not only the world, but to, the universe, honestly, if you ask me. All right, and there you have it, guys. That's all from me. Again, thank you, Ryan, so much for having me on and letting me talk my nonsense. And you guys should definitely check out his channel because he's this awesome dude, and we need to support all the small YouTubers in the world. And if you're going to support one guy, why not support him? You know what I'm saying? If you feel inclined to check me out and my channel, Frienemies, I'd be more than happy if you did. On that note, thank you guys again, and we'll check you later.
And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys once again enjoyed. Thank you, Nostalgics, once again for supporting this channel, but also for supporting these interviews. It's always amazing going out and, hopefully exposing you guys to more smaller YouTubers that you might come to love. And, Frenemies, you guys are no exception. You guys are amazing over there. Keep up what you're doing, and thank you for participating in this. Again, if you guys want to go check out the content for yourselves, check out the channel, link in the description down below. And while you're at it, if you did enjoy this video, give it a like if you do want to. Comment down below what you guys thought of today's video. And if you're new and you want to catch more content, subscribe. With all that in mind, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor saying, keep on gaming.